You began with a video in the immediate aftermath of the Southport stabbings that engaged in conspiracy theories about who did this and about whether the police were telling the truth. You said, and I'm quoting here, some reports suggest he, the man charged, was known to the security services. Which reports?
This is the problem, isn't it? One of the reasons the Southport riots were as bad as they were is we weren't told the truth. There were stories online from some very prominent folks with big followings, Andrew Tate, etc., suggesting the man had crossed the English Channel in a boat.
Of course, because if the government are not releasing information on the killer, the best person to go to is compulsive liar and known conspiracy theorist Andrew Tate. My God. I mean, if you ever needed another reason to realise how idiotic and moronic these Reform Party lot are, with Nigel Farage at the head of the table, this is it. I mean, you could go check out their social media as well.
I wish if I was a cat today. I feel like a dog. That's a feeling. What do you think about the quality of air in London? It's the cleanest it's ever been. We've done the tests with the meters. You can't go to work one day as a bloke on a Monday and then go to work on the Wednesday as a woman, for heaven's sake.
Which tells you everything you need to know. But seriously, when an elected official, people of Clacton, this is your representative for the area of Clacton, an elected official of this country, when one of the most hideous acts that I've ever seen on British soil happens, this man goes to the likes of Andrew Tate to find out the facts on the situation. Honestly, now we know why he went to the likes of Andrew Tate, because he was rubbing his hands with glee. If he could find some sort of connection with this disgusting act of violence and somehow pin it on asylum seekers, he was going to do it. And he saw this video from Andrew Tate.
So an undocumented migrant decided to go into a Taylor Swift dance class today and stab 6 little girls.
And straight away, he rubbed his hands and thought, perfect, this is what I need. Again, this is what I need to be relevant. Nigel Farage is on a constant quest to be relevant. And this is what he needs. If he could pin this attack on asylum seekers, he will take it. Without looking at the facts, without finding out anything, he watched that Andrew Tate video and pinned it all on asylum seekers. Now, the last couple of days, I've been talking about these riots. I'm talking about it again. And I've been talking about it from the perspective of how we failed young British men in this country. And I still stand by that. You can go back and watch my previous videos. A large portion of what's going on is the fact that we've neglected young British people. They haven't got prospects. They haven't got decent prospects in life, with jobs. Go back, watch my previous video if you want to see about that. But today I want to talk about the other part of the melting pot of what's causing these riots, is the media. And when you get the likes of Andrew Tate, with 9 million followers, or however many he is, on every single platform that he's got, just being able to just spread pure lies without any comeuppance. I mean, how do you deal with that? All right, I've got a police car coming along. Let me just get out of the way of this police car. There we go. Yeah. I thought there was such a thing as inciting violence laws in this country. I mean, that's essentially what he's done. Okay, not everyone that's rioting is listening to Andrew Tate, but he's a small cog in a big machine, and he's contributing, along with all other creators that are contributing to this. And just for the sheer fact that he's got 9 million followers, people take what he says seriously, when you shouldn't. And there has to be some sort of regulation. I don't know how you do it, but I've done previous videos before about the content that is just shoved down to people's throats, the anti-Muslim content that is constantly on Twitter, and as you watch more and more, you feed the algorithm over and over again. I'll show a few clips actually from a previous video.
A large group of Islamists have surrounded the private home of British Indian Member of Parliament Virendra Sharma and isn't letting him leave. Pure lies, pure lies. Again, when you look into the story, not only is he not inside the building is not his private residence. It's the town hall for Southport. And his page is full of this stuff. Hamas parading another dead child for the benefit of the world's media until they are interrupted by an air raid warning. When you look down, you'll see that this is a video from 4 years ago, filmed in Jordan. Another example, you can read what it's screen. I have to watch my language, and I'm not going to play the video for monetization properly, but you can read what it says on the screen there. You know, migrant does this to young girl, and you know, if you watch the video, it's just so obvious. This is Latin America. The Spanish they're speaking, the accents, this is nothing. They're trying to claim that this is Europe and it's a migrant, and there just seems to be a whole host of people that are just pumping this stuff into Twitter. They're finding the most evil, most violent videos they can and just creating their own narrative, their own context, and pumping it out. And the same thing, how many people have reposted, and you know, 17,000 people have seen that. And now 17,000 people think that migrants are all over the streets of Europe doing this.
And this is the melting pot of everything that's going on right now. The dull prospects for young people, the people like Andrew Tate, and the people on social media pumping them full of anti-Muslim sentiments. And as soon as you start feeding that algorithm, you just get pumped more and more of this stuff. And as I've said previously, you know, they never get shown the videos of the mosques that are going out doing the charity work, the Muslims that are going out feeding homeless people, or the stories of asylum seekers that have come over and done great things in this country and worked hard and progressed and are working in the NHS and working to help. They don't get shown any of this stuff. It's just the pure negativity. That's all they get shown. Whenever one Muslim person on the street is doing something bad, it's clipped, it's videoed, it's thrown into their social media stream. What the hell is going on here? We've got police going that way, fire brigade going that way. It's all kicking off in Brighton. But yeah, you know, this is fuel to the fire of exactly what's going on here, and there has to be some sort of regulation on this stuff. We can't have people like Andrew Tate just spreading pure lies to 9 million people and not have some sort of comeuppance. We need to start having incitement to violence laws on social media posts. It has to start happening. Now, this is the thing, they get flagged all the bad stuff that the Muslims are doing, but the other problem that we have, which I've talked about before, and I got a bit of flack for talking about before, is I think there's a serious problem on the left of politics, call it what it is, where no one is willing to talk about asylum seekers, to talk about refugees, to talk about immigration. Now, obviously, the vast majority of Muslims, of asylum seekers, of people in general, people in this world, the vast majority of everyone in this world are good, honest people that just want to get on in life. But there are bad apples and there are bad situations. And when it comes to immigration, when it comes to asylum seekers, when it comes to Islam in itself, anyone on the left just does not want to talk about it at all. And we need to talk about these things. We need to talk about the negatives. Because then you don't come up with solutions. Now, the vast majority of negatives that are coming from asylum seekers, I think is the way that we're dealing with them. We're locking them up in hotels all day. No wonder some bad apples are not behaving correctly. You know, I don't want to go on again and again about Tory austerity, but it comes up all the time. You know, this is why our asylum system is so flawed, because it's had massive cuts over the last 14 years, and we've got a huge backlog of asylum claims, and we're just locking them up in hotels for months on end. No wonder some of these people are acting up. No wonder some of these people are misbehaving, because of the way that we treat asylum seekers right now. Who's beeping me? Who's beeping me? I didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, and no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about the fact that we're not evenly just distributing asylum seekers in this country, which is why they're all ending up in towns in Bradford and things like that. And you know, as soon as you mention this, as soon as someone says, you know, look, we're getting a massive, large proportion of asylum seekers in Bradford, in these towns, Oh, well, you don't like brown people then, do you? You're racist. You're racist. This is a legitimate conversation to have. We need to distribute asylum seekers evenly across the country. We need to have plan B for when they're in place as well. You stick a load of asylum seekers in a town like Bradford that is suffering from the same problems that our British youth are dealing with. No job prospects. You know, there's no wonder that people turn to crime. There's no wonder that people turn to selling drugs, because they're having to deal with the same austerity that our British citizens are having to deal with. You know, and as soon as you bring up these topics, no one wants to talk about it. No one on the left wants to talk about any of the negatives of migration. And if you don't talk about the negatives, you don't talk about the positives, you'll never come to a satisfactory solution. And I think this fuels it as well. Talked about the social media stream, the algorithms that is infecting our kids, and this is toxic. But it only gets fueled when people just want to label people racist whenever they want to talk about immigration and asylum seekers. And like I say, I've got a lot of flack when I've talked about this before, and I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I do not care. You know, you have to put yourself. If you're going to talk open and honestly, you have to be. You have to not be afraid to offend some people. And if you're that fickle, and if you're that, I don't know what to say. I really don't. That's the end of the video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video. You can check that out as well. Please. Till next time. Take care.